Hello, and the following is a repair of a Geberit toilet system. As you can see, we have the full flush, which is perfectly working and activating. However, we have lost completely our small flush. The reason for this is, as you will see, this is the flush unit, which is common to a number of systems. Just here inside, you'll see there's these little tabs just there, and what happens is they break off. In our case, so I've already taken the toilet apart, seen that this section here isn't being restricted in movement. Once they're broken, it allows this section of the small flush to move fully up, which results in the failure of the small flush mechanism, requiring either you to replace just this section here, this top piece, or it's probably simpler just to buy the complete flush unit. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the panels. Some of the panels actually lift upwards and tip out. This one actually is a side slide panel, so if we grip hold of it, pull it across to the right. One-handed is not easy while holding a video camera, and then, as you can see, it pops out. We then pull the release clips, turn the locks, and remove the front panel. It's then a case of twisting and removing the push buttons. And then up here, if we get hold of this, we lift it upwards and it will click out. The push button mechanism just literally lifts clean out, and now we can see inside the flush mechanism, which isn't working, and the filler mechanism. Unfortunately, we don't have, I believe, the ability to isolate the water within here, and therefore I think we do actually. It's actually up the corner there. I hadn't spotted that before, but I've already turned the water off at the mains, just because it's simpler for me to do so. So as you can see, this is moving freely up and down, and that's because those little tabs on the mechanism have broken off and presumably been flushed away through the water system, because I can't see them in the bottom of the water container. So we're going to flush the toilet on full flush just to release all the water out of the unit. And then the first thing we do is reach in and see the little black clips. If you pinch them together, like so, it enables me to free up the flush unit. At this time, the flush unit also, we need to release the water connection, because what you'll find is that it's not possible to remove the flush unit without having got the water module out of the way first, because there's just simply not enough space within the actual flush unit. So on this unit, there's a little tab, the blue tab that you can see. Press that downwards and then pull, and it releases the flush mechanism. So we then wiggle out the filling mechanism, and then we should find that we're able to lift the flush mechanism up and release it. If you toggle over this, it will mean that there's more freedom to move. Then also the other small flush mechanism, you must be careful with this. If you drop this, it will fall deep in the unit. It's quite hard to remove if you've got big hands. So pull it, and it will release from the mechanism. You've then got complete freedom to manoeuvre the flush mechanism around and hopefully extract it from the units. This potentially is a two-hand job. Sometimes it's actually better to get hold of the unit by the bottom. And there we go. As you can see, if I compare both of the flush mechanisms, you can see on this one it's lost its tabs on both sides. You can see where it just about where it's broken off. Obviously the new mechanism has the tabs in place. So we're now ready to drop our new flush mechanism back in. It's sensible to fold over and just remove for the time being the small flush piece. If you then drop the unit back in, you need to hold it up because there's actually a cage much lower down, which you should now be able to see. See the cage in the bottom there? That cage, we need to ensure that we get hold of the new flush mechanism and sit it within the cage. This is again a slightly awkward step to do one-handed, but there we go, it's in. We now can turn the new flush mechanism and clip it back into place. We can also lift the main flush, and now we just need to reach down and find the small flush mechanism, which is down here somewhere. We just need to, it's probable actually that we need to actually attach the small flush mechanism piece back into its vise before we drop the unit down. I'm going to have to put my phone down for this. So at the moment I'm just feeding the small flush mechanism back into position with where I pulled it out of a minute earlier. So hopefully there'll be a click as it receives, which is particularly awkward just trying to do this. But there we go, you heard the click. So now, as we can see, both of my flush pieces are back in situ. So now we can reattach and seat into position the flush unit. Okay, so now the flush unit is back in position. As you can see, hopefully, it's now sat back within its cage. So the next step is to feed back in the filling system. Make sure you put it in the right way. These are again slightly awkward, and it's really a two-handed job and not particularly easy one-handed. So there's a bracket over the back. We just need to slide the filler back into. There we go, heard the click and it's back in place. So now we're going to reconnect the water supply. There we go, so the water supply is back on. We're now ready to refill the unit, which in my case involves me just wandering through my house back to our mains water supply, and we will turn back on the water supply to begin to refill the toilet unit. Hopefully you can hear the water running again. Plenty of noise coming from the downstairs toilet, which is the one that we're working on. So we're back in, and the toilet system's filling. So we're just going to wait for it to fill to the 6 litre water line in the unit. We need to just turn the unit to get the small flush on the right hand side. As you can see, the small flush button's on the right, the big unit button for the big flush is on the left. So we have that all lined up. I'm just waiting to make sure that the unit isn't leaking any water into the main system of the toilet. So we hopefully should now have complete silence, which we have. That indicates that we've got a good seal on our new flush mechanism, ensuring that there's no water leakage into the toilet. Often the seal on the bottom of the flush unit can become fouled with debris and also a build-up of water scale after a period of time, which can impact its ability to form a good seal in the flush basket. And you'll find that you get water leakage through into your toilet, so that there's a constant running sound, and all that's happening is the water's escaping the water container, resulting in it continuously needing to fill. And that's another problem that you encounter with these Geberit units, and most of the time that can be resolved with just cleaning. So now we're in good shape, and we can put back our flush unit. I can feel, if I press, that I've engaged the big flush, and if I press that side I can feel that I have also engaged the small flush. So now we can go ahead and we can click back into place our front panel. Click. I'm now going to put on our main front panel, and then what we should find is that once we push these in, we hold it tight and then have a feel. Got the wrong position on this side, so I just need to pull that out, spin the pin, and there we go. Should be able to pull that into position. On this side, pull it into position. Then we lock down the catches, level up the unit. The catches obviously help to get the unit nice and tight. So it's all leveled up again. We're now going to feed in our flush buttons back into their position. Click them into place, and then we're going to refit. So always push on the hinge end first. So you set it in position and then push to push the hinges, and then we're completely back, resealed, new flush unit. And hopefully when we press this button, we will have a flush. Perfect. That's the end of the video, showing you how to repair the small flush on a Geberit concealed system. Thanks for watching.